Yo guys, back to the channel, and today we're going to visit the Samsung A series, which were recently released earlier this year. So now we have the A26 5G, the A36 5G and the A56 5G. And for mid-range phones, these actually have some really nice specs. And of course, there's some added AI in there as well. You might notice through this video there is a lack of the A26 because at the briefing we didn't get so much peaks, so to say, for now. However, the A series A26 5G, it is 365 grams and look all very similar, so I'll try to tell them apart, although it's quite difficult, as you may notice, especially on the design. Now, for starters, you will be able to pick up the A26 5G starting on March 26th, and then the A36 5G starting just a couple of days later on March 28th. And if you're wanting to pick up the A56 5G, well, then you're just going to do that, but they are bringing this a little later in the year, and it looks like it's probably going to be coming Q3. Now, each of these phones, well, it's not the biggest upgrade over the last generation, but it does give you some decent specs for the price range. The A26 5G will start at $299, which is pretty nice. Then the 36 5G will be $399. And then the A56 5G, when we eventually see it, is going to be at $499. And each of these all come with 256 gigs of storage as well, which is really nice to see, and these phones are really simpler in the mid-range. So the trade-off between getting one over the other is the processor. And there is a slight camera difference, but everything else is actually really similar. So let me give you a quick rundown of what you get. Whichever of these phones you pick up, you're actually going to get the same 6.7-inch Super AMOLED Full HD Plus display. And with my short time with it, these displays actually look pretty good. And each of these displays will also go up to 120 Hz. And to get 120 Hz on a $299 phone, I think it's great. I did notice though that the bezels on these are huge, and you can just have a look at the bezels at the bottom here on the chin of the phone, and they are pretty big, and you can let it go because it's a mid-range phone, but still it's a lot of bezel for the money. Now, in terms of battery, you're gonna get some good battery here because each of these phones is going to get a 5000 mAh battery, which is exactly the same as the S25 Ultra. And if you pick up the A36 or a 56, you're even going to get charging which is quicker than the S25 series because you're going to get 45-watt charging in a budget. Mid-range phone, deadbeat, something's bigger than flagship phones, which I think is just a little bit crazy. So that means with a 30-minute charge, you're actually going to get up to 65 battery on the A36 and 56, which if you need a quick top-up is really nice. And each of these phones come with a IP67, so even if you pick up the €299 one, it's going to get the same water and dust resistance as the more expensive versions. And I think this is really nice that Samsung is putting this in the entire series lineup. I mentioned before, all these are powered by something a little bit different. The A26 is powered by the Exynos 1380, then the A36 is powered by the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, and the A56 is powered by the Exynos 1580. And these will all power with awesome intelligence, which is what Samsung is calling the AI in these A series phones. So we get things like circle to search and object eraser, which is also being updated, and filters which you can custom make depending on the style of photo that you want to create. The A56 can also use best face, which has been taken from the S25 series. The A56 also gets something a little bit added with its awesome intelligence AI, This is not on the other A series phones. And it is also trim which has been taken from the S25 series. It will look at the video, use AI to find some of those highlights and automatically cut and trim that video for you without you having to do any sort of editing yourself, which I think is really nice, adding that into an A series phone. Samsung will also release One UI 7 with all of these A series phones, which is nice because it gives it a really nice refresh and it does make it feel similar to the S25 series, where you're getting things like Now Bar as well. But what I think is interesting is that these A series phones will get One UI 7 before the likes of the S24s, with cameras across all the phones are actually really similar. So they all have the same 50 megapixel, 1.8 main lens focus. The ultra wide is 12 megapixels on the A56 and then 8 megapixels on the A26 and 36. And then you get a macro option, which is 5 megapixels on the A36 and 56, but a very low, disappointing 2 megapixels on the A26. If you go with the A56, you do get a little added bonus and you get enhanced night photography with that phone. And essentially what this means is that it just allows more light into the image. So when you take photos in low light situations, they shouldn't look as grainy or as noisy as they have done in the past. So getting these low lights will now just be a little bit better now. Sadly, I can't actually show you any photo samples from the A series phones because I didn't have the time to check them out in person yet. But I actually don't have one of the devices in hand too, so you just need to go out and about and take photos, but it's something that we definitely need to have a look at once we get hold of one. So there you go guys, these three new A series phones from Samsung, the A26 5G, the A36 5G and the A56 5G. I think for the price this kind of gives you exactly what you expect at this price range, but a 120Hz display, a 5000 mAh battery and even faster charging than the S25 series on the A36 and A56 5G, well, there's a lot to take and to like about these phones. Let me know your thoughts on the Samsung A series in the comments below, and please like, comment and subscribe for more videos, as it comes free of charge for you but helps my channel. See you in the next one. Take care of yourself and each other. See ya.